Hi, Naktikala here once again. Today my drink is forest berry energy drink. It's rather strong. Ooh, okay. So today I'm gonna. Last year I made a video about Pride Week in a kind of a small town, not really small, at least in the perspective of Finnish, but whatever. Um, and then during that, so we had a Pride Week in my city from the 2nd to 8th of September. And here I'm gonna talk about what I did during that time. So, like, first of all, I managed to watch Zabakazu or Freckles or I Am What I Am enough times that I made the video for asexuality in film. And I also have a couple of movies that I've now watched or about to watch that I can continue that series. Still sporadically, but at some point you're getting more videos about that in that series, so that's fun. I don't know why my voice is suddenly so ugh. So whatever. Uh, so I did that on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday I basically spent all day finishing Dear Wendy by Anne Zhao. As you can see, I read about a third of this book on that day, and I'm gonna get back to it. I'm gonna talk more about it a little later because I have thoughts. So anyway, so that was Tuesday and that was Wednesday, and then on Thursday I went to the city because they had this event at this venue where you could, if you could sell your art and crafts and stuff like that. I went there, but unfortunately they only took cash or mobile pay. I have very little cash. I don't use mobile pay, so I didn't buy anything. But it was fun to go there, and especially because like it's this kind of venue where there are events, and sometimes there's movies there, including Baby Jane. They showed Baby Jane. It's a book based on the book by Sophie Oksanen, and it was directed by Katja Gaurilov. It's a queer movie about two women and mental health and stuff like that. And it was actually like, if it wasn't the world premiere, it was basically the Finnish premiere, and I went to see it. And they have a poster where Katja Kaurilov has signed the poster, and that was actually cool and brought me lots of happy memories. And it was actually a really great week to have a Pride week because the weather was absolutely gorgeous, really warm and sunny and nice, and it's getting very autumny again, which is also good. But it's getting colder, but that was a very good timing. So, and like I said in the Freckles video, there was a RNA's meetup discussion group on Friday. I didn't go. Like, I'm happy that it now explicitly includes aromantic people in the title and hopefully in attendance, but I didn't go because it's like at the evening at the time that I can just like go wherever I want, and like I had obligations, so I didn't go. But I hope it was a success. And then on Saturday there was the Pride March and park party. I guess you could translate it like that. But I missed the march. Like it started at noon, and that's when I woke up. I don't know. I had a messed up sleeping schedule for a bit. Like I always have kind of a messed up, but it was especially messed up during that week for some reason. So I missed the march. and I haven't seen any figures about it, how many people were there, but I assume it was a success. It usually is. And but I did go to the park party, which was fun. But before I went there, I got myself a iced coffee, and I finally bought He Who Drowned the World, which is the second part of the duology, Radiant Emperor, by Shelley Parker Chan. And I know you can't read it because I have no idea how I could switch it so that you can understand the text. But it's the sequel to She Who Became the Sun, and it's about an asexual woman who takes her brother's name and plays, so she pretends to be a man, and then she founds the Ming Dynasty, I guess. It's ending, and I've been waiting for a year to buy this so these can match. Especially, like, I probably wouldn't have minded, but the previous version was like very bulky and cumbersome to read, so I've been waiting for this, especially because I could just go to my local bookstore and buy it. So I've been waiting a year to get this book because of that, and I started reading it yesterday, and I'm very much looking forward to continuing to read that. Like, one of the reasons I waited, because like look, I have Jordan Ifuego's Greybearer and Redemptor, and while I absolutely love both style of covers individually, these are both gorgeous. It bothers me that they are so disjointed. Like, I should have just stick to one style. So yeah, there was music, and there was pole dancing performances, and there were lots of free stuff that they gave out, including I got myself new pins. This one is actually weirdly sticking around. Like, I got one of these last year, the arrow flag, and I lost it somewhere in Helsinki or Tallinn. It just gone. But this has been sticking around. It's good. This one already fell off once, so I just put it back here, but I don't trust this one. And I also bought these. You can't see the black pencil too well. Yeah, I bought €5 in total for these from Cyber Shop, which is where you get most of your queer stuff in Finland. So these are fun. And they also let you take beads. And again, I don't know if you can read this. This is ace, demi, arrow, and then there's an X for fun and for gender, and a couple of nice colored beads. I can't make the knot in this because this is so flexible. I'm trying to figure out what to do. Do I need to staple these together? I don't know. It's a work in progress. So there was a mass on Sunday at the church. I'm not religious, so I didn't go. But it seems to have been a very nice and successful Pride Week, and it was for me too. So let's get back into Dear Wendy. I'm really starting to notice, especially this really got me to realize that there's it becoming like, I'm 36 right now. The characters, they are half my age. The writer most likely is over 10 years younger than I am. So I'm starting to really notice this kind of age difference, this generational skip, and even community skip. Like, I am Tumblr ace to the heart forever, and these are Instagram aspects. I don't know Instagram, so a lot of that part of it was like weird, and I have some issues with the basically some overall like ace community things that they are trying to deal with, but they actually don't. Like I feel like this is I have a conflicted feelings for this book, but I did like the last third well enough that I just enjoyed reading it, finishing it for the most part. But something that I noticed that I haven't really noticed it before is like this goes out of its way to not properly name instances of representation. Like these are teenagers, these are at an all women's school asterisk. They take gender studies classes. Like the gender studies class is the only one they actually properly talk about. So they talk about a lot about representation, but almost none of it's named. That's very weird, and I don't know why. Is there some kind of issues? I have never noticed that like someone would like talk around a book without mentioning what the book is in a way that it's very weird. Like the only book that gets named is Loveless, which like it deserves it, and I'm very excited. It's getting a Finnish translation in November, in about 2 months, and I'm very excited to buy that. That's gonna be my name day present for myself, and I also have a discount to a bookstore that I'm gonna use it on this, so that's great. And like Alice Oseman gave a blurb for this book. I don't know why it's so fuzzy currently, so you can make out absolutely nothing. So is that why they can be mentioned? I don't know. But like there's especially a scene where they're in a bookstore, and I think Sophie's the one who's talking about, oh, let me talk about all these, mention all these different kinds of pieces of representation, but then like gave the very basics of it. That was very weird for me, and I kind of feel like this can be very like I've seen people at like, hey, if you like my book, you might want to read these books, but this doesn't have anything like that. But I do think this has the potential to be a very like a generational read. Like this is like, oh, Ace characters are front and center, and they talk about Ace and Arrow stuff, and like that. Like this might be like someone's first proper Ace book, and they might want to know more, read more, but they can't because they are not mentioned other than Loveless. So there's a scene. Sophie's explaining some of the books that she knows that has Ace rep or Arrow rep. I'm pretty sure there should be 5, but I don't remember what it is, and I can't find it because like look at all these notes. I can't find the scene anymore. It's been like, yes, I read the last third of this on one day, so I can't remember where it is. So, but anyway, there was like mention of a young adult anthology. It could be all out. They're no longer secret stories of queer teens throughout the ages, edited by Sandra Mitchell. This has 2 stories that are written by Ace writers with Ace characters. There is, let me find it, And They Don't Kiss at the End by Nyla Magruder. And then there's Walking After Midnight by Cody Keplinger. This is probably it, or it can be something else. Again, I'm guessing based on the very basics. So then there's 30-something woman who gets inadvertently gets caught in a love triangle. It could be The Romantic Agenda by Claire Kann. Joy is in her 30s. She's secretly in love with her best friend Malcolm, who is also in his 30s. They are both aces. They met through ace things in college, and they have kind of like this kind of unresolved romantic feelings for each other, but Malcolm is dating someone else, and so she starts fake dating someone. But then she ends up falling for him. I very much enjoy this, and I can recommend Claire Kann in general. I have actually her newest book is waiting for me to read it, which I'm very excited about. Then there's a teenager dealing with supernatural stuff. It's possibly Ella Zoe. Again, if I mispronounce this, I'm sorry. I do not understand English pronunciation guides. They mean nothing to me. Again, I can very much recommend Darcy Littlebadger. She's asexual Lipan Apache writer, and both of those things are very much reflected in her work. This is her first book. She also has 2 other books, Snake Falls to Earth, very much dealing with Lipan Apache mythology or world building, and then there's Lende, which is a prequel to Elatsoe. Very much some tough realities because of history, but they are very enjoyable. Then this one, then I think there was a 4th one that got a little blurb, but I can't remember what it was or what I felt like it was. But then finally, this one, the author wants to set Mitch McConnell on fire, and it has an aromantic spectrum lead who ends in a QPR. This is Rosie Torres. Fire becomes her. I read this year. The main character is, yes, somewhere in the aromantic spectrum. It kind of feels like she maybe was supposed to be written as demi-romantic, but couldn't quite commit to it. And yeah, she ends up with an QPR situation with an asexual non-binary person. Yeah, I just forgot what exactly his gender was. He uses he him, but I think he is non-binary. Yeah, and there's also another RA's lead character. So yeah, this was fun. So like, basically, these are the books that I could think about off the top of my head. Like, I didn't know about the Mitch McConnell thing when it came to this one. But when I oh yeah, I can see that. Why you would explain it like that. But like, basically, the reason I know this, I could immediately think of like, oh, it's probably this or could be this book, is because I have been doing this, concentrating on reading a spectrum books and movies and TV shows for the past 8 years. So like, yeah, I don't know why the book, like, I just don't know why the book is withholding representation, like other representation like that, and it felt weird. So I wanted to talk about that aspect. It has other issues to me, but it was mostly enjoyable. So yeah, that's what I did for my Pride Week. And this is really long, and I'm actually starting to run out of video space. I didn't have time to make this video last week, and I took yesterday to like really think about what exactly I want to say and how. But it still ended up a bit too long and a bit too rambly than I meant to. But like, look at my very cute earrings that I got, that I just bought because I applied for a job that I'm probably not gonna get. But they gave you a discount for applying, so yay. So like, I'm gonna be back here with more episodes of asexuality in film at some point. Probably at the latest 4 Ace week next month. So, bye!